There's a popular misconception the mainstream media is biased. Mariana Spring is the BBC's first disinformation and social media correspondent. She has a podcast called Mariana in Conspiracyland, and I wonder whether she has covered the subject of this alleged bias of the BBC and all mainstream media news channels. Has she covered the subject of gang stalking? I haven't watched any of Mariana's shows, but would like to show an example of a topic from a few days ago which would have featured on all mainstream media, but I recorded just the BBC and ITV's broadcast. Apparently it was exam time for schools around the country, but as I was watching the London area news, the reporters visited schools in London. I know it's only one example, so one should not jump to conclusions, but watching the coverage, I found it difficult to see any bias from the BBC or ITV. But it's possible I have some form of confirmation bias. Maybe you'll disagree.
So now I've got my grade and I got a grade 8 and I got 210 out of 240, and any other year that would have been a grade 9. So I'm proud.
I wasn't expecting to get like that good in sciences because it's like I was like struggling with that most of the year, but it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder now. I'm seeing the results and it's like it feels good.
A 9 in English literature. I'm seeing this performance is genuinely like beautiful. I was on a 6 a few months ago. Like I feel like a poet. I could genuinely go and teach English right now. I feel amazing right now.
But it's not just the youngsters pleased with their GCSE results today.
Obviously in grade 6, I believe an old money is a B+.
52-year-old Stephen Hargreaves was expelled from school with no GCSEs nearly 40 years ago. He's now taken maths and English to fulfil his dreams of becoming a teacher.
I always very much had this idea beat into me that, you are not good at this, you have no ability in this. And that was done, obviously, back 150 years ago when I was of school age. I guess I've always carried that with me, and now I have this, certificate saying, no, you have achieved this.
But if you didn't get the grades you need, here's the advice from one celebrity.
Whatever the result, just know this is the beginning of a journey. It might feel like the end of the world if you don't get the results that you want, but as long as you tried your best, that's all that matters.
And that is something everyone getting their GCSE results will be wise to remember. Layla Hayes, BBC London.
Well, joining me now is Catherine Sezon from the Association of Colleges and Jelani Cunningham, who after GCSEs went on to do T-levels. We'll speak to you in a moment, Jelani.
Grades still remain top of the class on the National League table. Jay Akbar spent the morning at a school in Whitechapel.
Results Day is a rite of passage, pass or fail. At Swanley School in Whitechapel, there was more to celebrate than console.
Well done.
After all, students from London scored the best grades in the country.
This is brilliant.
With 28% picking up at least a 7.
I got 5 grade 9s, 2 8s and a 7.
Even still, some high-achieving students weren't satisfied.
It's like average to me. I could have done better.
There's a high standard for a student who started secondary school to this. Mohammed and his classmates entered Year 7 during COVID. That meant 18 months of their learning was, to put it mildly, unconventional. So today was as much a relief as a celebration.
Yeah, I think after spending all those COVID years, I think it's nice to actually see everyone in person.
The bonds that we formed, I don't think they would ever break,
I mean, I liked it because I was at home most of the time. But I know that a lot of people didn't like it.
I was shy. It was hard to speak to people. Over time, I got to meet new people. It was nice and everything, and we worked together through the end, and it turned out great.
It overwhelmingly did. In London, 71.6% of students achieved a standard pass, the highest of any region in England. And while this was almost 1% down from last year, it was up from the year before the pandemic.
Look, at least some of the focus today is going to be on that year-on-year drop in pass rates in London and the South East. And some people will point to the fact that these kids started secondary school during COVID.
Ofqual presented us with an alternative view.
Goodness me, these students have been through a lot, and I think actually what the results today show is their resilience. There's a tiny little increase in the grade 9s that's